Hello everyone and welcome or welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time here, second time here, I'm really happy to have you. Thank you for being here. Today I am going to go through things that I am bringing with me into the new year, the kind of first quarter, the rest of the winter. As we go into spring, I'm gonna start off with some decks, and then I've got some kind of book items that are tarot / witchy related, and some that aren't, but I just kind of wanted to talk about, if that's all good with you. So yeah, thank you for being here. Let's go. Let's start. To kind of just start off, I have this super cute High Priestess figure. One of my really close friends gifted me this like gotchi box for Christmas that was tarot themed, and I got the High Priestess, and this is kind of like the energy that I'm trying to bring into 2026, and she's just so cute. So I just thought that I would show you guys quick. Yeah, I love her. She's just gonna hang out with us. Isn't she adorable? For the first deck that I am bringing into 2026 is the Soul Reflections Tarot. This is a gorgeous deck. I have a video kind of doing an unboxing, but yeah, I am bringing this with me into the new year. One, because the art is stunning. Two, because I think, you know, this time of year, we're kind of in the darkness, in that dark period. We are headed close to Imbolc, you know, the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. And I think it's just really important to remember the light when we're in all of this darkness. I've been using this deck for a while now. It reads beautifully. If you haven't noticed, it just has these upright and reverse meanings, like you can read that, of the cards, and I've just found it beautiful and easy to read with. It's Rider-Waite-Smithy enough that, you know, I can kind of pick it up and just go with it, and while also having some new and interesting interpretations. For me though, this one, and why I'm bringing this into kind of my winter season, beginning of 2026, first kind of, but the reason I'm bringing this into 2026, the first quarter, yeah, is the light and the dark. And it just moves me. This deck has just moved me. I had a really powerful reading with it the other day, and yeah, it's just a part of me now. It's beautiful. It has a gorgeous guidebook. It just is working, and it just feels like it fits. Like today outside the window right now, it's gray, but there's pale light coming through the clouds, and yeah, that's just the energy of this deck, I feel like. So yeah, that's the first deck that I am bringing into 2026 with me. The second deck is Your First Tarot by Victoria Maxwell. This is from Rockpool. It's empty, lol, because the cards are here. Why am I bringing this deck in when, you know, I've got a Rider-Waite-Smith-ish clone with me? Well, you might also think, pink, this looks kind of Eastery. Why is this here with me in the winter? Well, to be honest, both of these decks, all three of these decks relate to, all four relate to a book that I'm going to show you. And they're with me because I just had my mother over visiting for 2 weeks from Canada. Things are just happening in my EDM therapy sessions, and I just need some comfort, some ease. You know, this has the keywords on the bottom. And I need, yeah, I mean, just because I think decks are comfortable and easy doesn't mean that it like also doesn't read me for filth sometimes. And this, you know, is the classic Rider-Waite-Smith that I have. I always kind of have the RWS images in my head, even when I'm reading tarot cards that, you know, are different and not RWS inspired. I just like the energy of it. I find it good to pick up, good to put down. It's just a steady companion, if you will. Yeah, steady companion. And I've said before, you know, I've been diagnosed with endometriosis, adenomyosis, PCOS. Like, I live with chronic illness. And sometimes the energy just needs to be chill. I need to just sometimes be able to pick it up and go, yeah, that's what it means, without always inferring. And I know that, you know, winter, time for deep reflection and pause, you know, a good time for these kind of inner workings and looking deep and reflecting. But also, if we kind of take that idea of pause into, well, I'm trying to take the idea of pause into my readings, because I find it really hard to stop working on myself. I never take a break. I am always like, I'm in therapy. I'm thinking deeply about my therapy sessions. I'm analyzing my dreams. I never stop. And sometimes I think it's okay to stop. So I'm trying to listen to the season that's calling for rest, calling for depth, retreat. And yeah, I just love this deck. I think it's got a good energy. It does what I want, and I'm bringing it in with me. I also think it really like is quite a counterbalance, isn't it? Look at that. Do you know what that makes me think of? You know that picture on Tumblr of that like black house next to like the pink house? It's kind of what it makes me think of. Anyway, the third deck that I'm bringing in is the Mythic Goddess Tarot. And it was my first ever tarot deck. It's really meaningful to me because of that. Kind of started this journey of spirituality that I think and kickstarted a lot of ideas and feelings that I think were dormant in me for a long time. This is super pippish. If you can see, 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. So this one does require a little bit more work from me, but because it was the first one, it's just, I've bonded so deeply with this deck. It gives me accurate readings every time. You know, it doesn't pull a punch, but it also doesn't go for my gut. And that's what I'm just needing at this time. I love it. I find it super comforting. I find the colors beautiful. It feels cohesive. And yeah, I'm just, again, at this point where I'm just needing that nice, comforting energy as we're cozy inside with our teas and our coffees and, you know, hiding from the cold and the misery. This is with me. I had left it for a long time as I was kind of experimenting with other decks, bringing other decks into my practice, and it was just calling me. It was just calling me. Look at how beautiful and bright it is. Again, you might also argue that this feels very springy, but I think just because of my connection with it and kind of where it was in my practice and how bonded I am with it, it fits. And so kind of what I have is I have 2 kind of more comforting, this for ease, this for ease emotionally, this for ease mentally, and then I feel like this Soul Reflections Tarot just bridges the 2 in a way. Oh, see, I had this reading with this card. Oh my God. And it caused me to spiral, and my therapist heard about it. So yeah, shout out to Sunshine Connolly and Anna Noveas for that. Thank you guys for helping me have a breakdown with a therapist and then a breakthrough, which is all what it's about, isn't it? So yeah, I've got these kind of 3 tarot energies that just are working with me. They're working with me, for me. This one, a little deeper, a little more complex. And this is the balance. I'm trying to bring balance in my life. And this is how I get it in my deck choices right now. So yeah, these are the 3 tarot decks I'm bringing with me into 2026, the first part. Now, I'm only bringing 1 oracle deck with me into my first part of 2026. One, I don't really have too many of them, and I'm really picky with them. You've all know it. You have all seen it. It's the Seasons of the Witch Imbolc Oracle. My birthday is in February. I love this time of year. I love this deck. This is my favorite, actually, of this series. I just think they understood the assignment and aced it, you know. So as a February baby, Amethyst is my birthstone. I just love it. Keening. This is the oracle deck that's all about that kind of inner, more spiritual work. I use this deck all year round. I find it illuminating, comforting. It's just a bit of me in the deck. And I really connected with it. I connected with this one way more than I connected with the other ones. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I have thought about the Winter Tarot, about getting that. I might pick that up next year. I'm not sure. We'll see, because things don't always translate, you know, from the oracle to the tarot, even in a series. I'm not sure I really want... I don't oh, see, I'm an Aquarius too. So seeing this, love it. It reminds me of, yeah, just beautiful. I'm not a huge completionist person, so I definitely could get the Winter Tarot and not feel the need to get the other seasons, but we'll see. This is the only oracle deck I am bringing with me into the start of my year. I'm still kind of figuring out where oracle decks fit in my practice. Not too sure. They kind of fit sometimes, and then other times they don't. I think I prefer just having multiple tarots to having my oracles. But yeah, this is the one oracle I'm bringing in. I love it. It's beautiful. I mean, you've all seen it. You all know it, so we don't need to spend too much time on that. I am actually, speaking of oracles, I am going to back my very first Kickstarter for the Forager's Daughter Tarot, and I love the oracle that they're doing. So I am going to be adding a couple oracle decks into my collection this year. Kind of TBD on the rest of them, you know? That is it for the decks that I am bringing with me into 2026. I'm gonna get into some of the books. So if that's not your jam, it's okay. This is kind of where it starts, but if that is your jam or you're just curious, yeah, stick around. I think it's interesting. I love to read. The first book that I'm bringing in is Witch in Darkness, Magic for Tough Times, Bad Days, and Moments of Total Catastrophe by Kellyanne Maddox. Now, Kellyanne has a fantastic YouTube channel. I actually was sent this book when I was working at a bookstore last year. I read it. I loved it. It is exactly what it says. It's about how to maintain your spiritual practice even when times get difficult and you might not have the energy and things are hard, and how our practices can change and adapt. And I am someone who's big on ritual and ceremony. And so sometimes if I can't do the whole ritual and ceremony, I'll just leave my practice. But then I feel spiritually, empty or unfulfilled, which is not good. So I want to bring more balance to my practice. And yeah, this is a great book. I am steadily reading through. It's one that I kind of will go back to because there's lots of lovely spreads and journaling prompts. And yeah, this is the first one. It's great. I would really recommend it. I just think she also has a great style of writing, easy to access, and just, yeah, really moving and helpful. I have loved it. The second tarot-y book that I'm bringing in is Tarot and the Archetypal Journey, The Jungian Path from Darkness to Light. Oh my God. So this, as I've said before, I'm currently doing EMDR therapy, and I was doing kind of just traditional talk therapy last year, and things blew wide open for me when I started bringing my tarot cards to therapy. And so this book, because Carl Jung is all about images, dreams, and these kinds of things. I mean, I don't know too much about him, to be fair, but basically the idea is that the image helps us bypass the conscious to the unconscious, which I find so interesting, this intersection of like tarot and psychology here. It just is really a bit of me. And so this book goes through the major arcana. It doesn't get into the minor arcana. And it talks about it archetypally, psychologically. It is relatively old, like I think in the 1970s, this was written. So, you know, there is some language that is reflective of that time, but on the whole, this is like a fantastic book. I reference this all the time, especially when I get like a major arcana that comes up for me really frequently. And it's been actually like really instrumental in my practice and in my both spiritual practice and therapeutic journey. So yeah, if that's interesting for you, I would recommend it. I would definitely recommend. The writing is engaging enough. I mean, it is like a learning book. I don't know, like almost more scholarly, but I find it engaging enough that I can get through it one bit at a time, retain the information, and yeah, love it. Love this one. The other books that I'm taking in, I did actually, to be honest, I read this last week and I'm going to reread this again. I want to, in 2026, read more about nature and read more about people and how other people experience spirituality and how nature connects to that. This is beautiful. Like I said, I'm going to read it again. Richard Wagamese was an Indigenous Canadian writer. He was from Ontario, my province. And this memoir, it details his, battle with addiction, with being displaced as a child, and how spirituality and his connection with the land helped him grow into the person he kind of became. It's beautiful. It makes me feel fulfilled inside when I read it, and I would absolutely recommend. Like I said, I'm going to be rereading it. It's so good. I am going to finish Becoming a Matriarch by Helen Knott. I'm actually going to reread this. I stopped reading it because I felt like it was just hitting me in the heartstrings at a time when I didn't want those heartstrings to be hit. But again, beautiful. Helen Knott, her mother and grandmother died within 6 months of each other. So this is her memoir about stepping into matriarchy with no one left there to help guide her. It's beautiful, it's really moving, and I had to put it down. So I want to reread this. I've got some exciting kind of more folklore books. I have been living in the UK for like 4 years now, and I have loved seeing this like English folklore, British folklore revival. This is a really gorgeous art book. The artist went around the UK throughout a year and detailed all of these folkloric festivals and ceremonies that he witnessed, and he did all these paintings. So I'm gonna read through this because I just find it fascinating. Again, I want to be more connected to the land that I'm on, and what better way to do that than through folklore and spirituality, I think, personally. Another one that I want to read is Britain's Folklore Year. Similar to Folklore Rising, just like without art. I kind of was like piecing through, reading little bits, but I do want to dedicate some real time to this one. This one is a National Trust publication. So yeah, another exciting one. This is a proof I got a while ago that I didn't get around to reading due to things just happening in life. Again, The Lost Folklore. I love it. It's so fascinating to me, all of these ways in which English culture as well as like British spirituality have been lost, demonized, and I love that it's coming back. This is a great one I'm going to reread. This is about folklore, ritual, and wisdom, specifically in relation to bodies of water across the UK. I did read it through once. I want to reread it again. And our author goes across the UK and to multiple different like sources of water, and then gets into the folklore, gets into like some prayers, some rituals we can do, and kind of the wisdom that these places have to offer us. I would really recommend this one if you're like interested in these things. Big Rex, you know? And then just like a fun one, this is an illustrated one that I received. Well, yeah, it's got some light illustrations about creatures, folkloric creatures, Dictionary of Fairies, which I love. I can't wait to get into this one. I want to bring whimsy, connection, more spirit, more connection to the earth and the world that I live in with me into 2026. And I think these things are reflective of that. That is everything for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed. I am curious to know kind of what you are hoping to bring or embody or learn more about in 2026. Let me know. I'd love to hear it. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope to catch you at the next one. Thanks. Bye.